Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good start to the week thus far. All right. With that, just had to check that, make sure that there weren't any issues there. So I hope everybody's had a good week, and I hope some of you were able to catch last night's weekend edition. We had some pretty interesting conversations going on. Anyways, I do need to take care of something real quick here, so I'm going to put some music on for the moment. While I go take care of it, I will be with that. And we'll keep going. All right. So, anyways, now with that taken care of a bit there, and I do thank whoever just came in and gave me the like and the share. I appreciate that. Anyways, first off, if you haven't already, and I'll say this a few more times on the night, if you can like and share this thing, so everyone get some more friendly people in here. Also, if anything we talk about tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and if I can, I'll do the best of my ability to answer those questions. Anyways, we're coming up. Looks like on 4 minutes now, so might as well get going a little bit here. So, so what's on tap for tonight? Of course, it's Monday, so we're once again going to be looking over some of the articles from CBR, primarily focusing on the upcoming releases from DC and Marvel. Of course, then we'll have the wrestling wrap up, and then wrap up with this day in each history. So, without any further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started with all that? We will get that all up here. All right, so there we are. All right, so first off, of course, we're going to get into the DC releases, and as I said, anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and if I can, I'll do the best of my ability and to answer your questions. Oh, with that, let's go ahead and get into this a little bit here. Superman joins Batman's White Knight universe in DC's new comics. After over 5 years, Sean Murphy brings Superman into the White Knight universe, while Icon and Hardware face off in a new Milestone miniseries. Article by Sean Gribben, published 4 hours ago. So these, I believe, are the DC releases coming out now. Unless otherwise stated, these releases, as I understand it, will be coming out tomorrow, February 14th, Valentine's Day. So, let's see what our local comic book shops will be having for us tomorrow for Valentine's Day. With the new releases from DC Comics writer-artist Sean Murphy, brings Superman into the world of Batman White Knight. The finale of Murphy's Batman Beyond the White Knight series is out on Tuesday, wrapping a story that has mixed elements from Batman Beyond and characters like Batman Terry McGinnis with the White Knight universe. This alternate DC universe was created with the release of Batman White Knight #1 in October 2017. The Man of Steel and other non-Batman superheroes have yet to appear in White Knight. Head of Batman Beyond the White Knight #8, however, Murphy shared variant cover artwork featuring Superman, indicating the hero is flying into the title soon. I wonder if the reason they called this White Knight was because of the whole, since it came out in 2017. I wonder. Hey, RJ. Let's see. The Milestone books have been historically great. I hope they can maintain that. Well, RJ, maybe you would know this. The White Knight universe that they're talking about, is this where they're trying to make, well, I guess it's also part of the mainstream universe, but this where basically they're really saying that Batman's acting kind of like a quote-unquote White Knight as we know it? Maybe you can answer that for me. Just kind of curious. Let's see. Let's continue on with the article here. Alongside Batman Beyond the White Knight #8, DC's Milestone Comics imprint is launching a new 5-issue miniseries, Icon vs. Hardware, written by Reginald Hudlin and Leon Chills, with art by Dennis Cowan and Yasmin Flores Montañez. The title pits two of Milestone's main superheroes, Icon and Hardware, against one another. Each of the two previously had their own solo series, Icon and Rocket Season 1 and Hardware Season 1. But their time-traveling battle will launch Milestone's upcoming Worlds Collide event. As for DC's other releases, the black and white edition of Batman Spawn #1, titled Batman Spawn Unplugged #1, is out as well. I Am Batman is ending with the 18th and final issue, while Lazarus Planet Dark Fate introduces new heroes and spotlights the Doom Patrol and Huntress. A full list of releases can be found alphabetically below. Covers and solicitations include. Yeah, it seems like once again they're packing a lot of the releases with Batman stuff. They just, again, I would think though they'd want to be careful with that, just oversaturating it. But let's see. I read the original White Knight. The White Knight in question is actually Harley Quinn. Okay. That's interesting. And of course, if you guys haven't yet, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, seeing if we can get some more friendly people in here to enjoy the content, that would be appreciated. Also, if anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I will do my best to answer the questions as um as best I can. So let's see. All right. So let's get going here. Let's see. Let's see what books are coming out here. Batgirls number 15, written by Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad, art by Neil Googie, cover by Jorge Corona. $3.99 US, 32 pages, variant $4.99 US cardstock. And just a reminder, unless otherwise stated, all these titles I believe are coming out tomorrow, the 14th. So there's nothing like some father-daughter bonding, unless you're Stephanie Brown, aka the Clue Master's daughter, Arthur Brown, and you thought your father was dead until he kidnapped you. Okay. At least your BFF, Cassandra Cain's, determined to find you. It's a deadly adventure for Cass, but nothing can stop her from risking it all to save Steph, unless it's death itself. The Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 5, written by Shawley Fish, art and cover by Dario Brizuela, $2.99 US, 32 pages. Pro tennis player Betty Kane asks Batman for help. So in this universe, Betty Kane is a pro tennis player as opposed to being Batgirl, Bat-Girl. And Mystery Inc. is coming to Gotham to join the search for a priceless collection. She has snacks, so Shaggy and Scooby are on board, at least until they hear that they're chasing a pack of motorcycle thieving rat people. Oh, yeah, can you just hear Shaggy now? Zoink! Shaggy and Scooby. Whoop, whoop. Anyways, moving on to the next part of the article. Batman Spawn Unplugged number 1, written by Todd McFarlane, art and cover by Greg Capullo, inks by Jonathan Glapion, $6.99 US, 48 pages, prestige, one shot. Two dark heroes, cursed by tragedy, find their paths again crossing, but not by choice. What sinister foe is at work, pitting the Dark Knight against the Hellspawn? From shadows of Gotham City to New York City, this epic event is the blockbuster you've been waiting almost 2 decades for. Ooh. Batman Incorporated, number 5, and there's some panels there from that one. Written by Ed Brisson, art and cover by John Timms. $3.99 US, 32 pages. Variant $4.99 US, cardstock. The explosive conclusion. No more teachers. Batman Inc.'s allegiances are split as Ghostmaker and his former sidekick, Phantom One, duel to the death. It's winner take all. Will the fate of Batman Incorporated rest in the hands of Clown Hunter, Ghostmaker, Phantom One, Clownmaker? What kind of names are these? This is definitely a lot of Batman stuff, isn't it? Hey, Terry. I remember the first Batman Spawn crossovers. Cool. Sure, that's a lot better than than what they would find today. Batman Beyond the White Knight number 8, written by Sean Murphy. Art and cover by Sean Murphy and Dave Stewart. $4.99 US, 32 pages, 8 of 8. All covers are cardstock. It all ends here, with the future of Gotham City at stake. Bruce Wayne leads an attack on the Wayne Powers building to take down Blight and his minions once and for all. And with the new Batman, the Robins, and Gotham City Police Department's Barbara Gordon at his side, anything seems possible. But not all endings will be happy. Bruce is still an escaped felon, and the FBI is hot on his tail. Could this be the end of Batman? Not if the mysterious Agent Prince has anything to say about it. I wonder if Agent Prince in this particular universe is acting kind of like Amanda Waller in the DCAU version of Justice League Unlimited, where they kind of realize that the world needs a Batman. And I think we're getting another Batman. The Adventures Continue, Season 3, Number 2. Written by Alan Burnett and Paul Dini, who were, of course, the writing team on the DCAU stuff that we were just alluding to. Art and cover by Kevin Altieri, and cover also done by Nick Darrington. Let's see. $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 2 of 7. Variant $4.99 US, cardstock. Bruce Wayne and Harley Quinn don't have much in common, except for Cassie Kendall. Beautiful and whip smart, she nearly changed the course of Bruce's life when she was his high school sweetheart, and shortly thereafter became Harley's college flame. That's an interesting twist. Now, after a long time away from Gotham, Cassie has returned and immediately has her sights set back on Bruce. But when Harley learns of Cassie's return, she is all too happy and manic and unpredictable, in parentheses there, to reconnect with her old college girlfriend. As Bruce's and Harley's paths cross, it becomes clear that all is not as it seems with Cassie Kendall. Wonder what that could be about. Danger Street, number 3. Probably not. Danger Street, number 3, written by Tom King, the infamous writer. Art and cover by Jorge Fornes. $4.99 US, 40 pages. Part 3 of 12. Variant $5.99 US, cardstock. The repercussions of Atlas the Great's death play out worlds away as two old enemies become allies in the fight to save the multiverse. Meanwhile, Lady Cop continues her search for Good Looks Killer. Lady Cop, Good Killer, Atlas. I wonder if Atlas the Great. If Atlas the Great is based on that robot from the Teen Titans cartoon. Unlike something he'd call himself. The disgraced hero Starman. Little does she know, the fugitive is on his way to the City of Angels to make a deal with the devil. Will his sacrifice be enough to set things right? I Am Batman, number 18, written by John Ridley, art and cover by Christian Deuce. Let's see, $3.99 US, 32 pages, variant $4.99 US, cardstock. Jace Fox is on the most urgent mission of his tenure as Batman, to save the life of his mother. At war with the domestic terror group called the Moral Authority, Jace fights a relentless battle alongside his sister Tiffany and a new hero who bridges DC's past, present, and future, as I Am Batman comes to a spectacular and emotional close. Icon versus Hardware, #1. So here's the milestone book here. Tom King should be taken to the range and put in front of a firing squad. Well, think about it. James Gunn is apparently praising him and having him work on his titles there, Terry. And of course, if you haven't already, if you can, help out by liking and sharing the stream, seeing if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated as well. Anyways, Icon vs. Hardware #1, written by Reginald Hudlin and Leon Chills, art by Dennis Cowan and Yasmin Flores Montañez, cover by Raza. $4.99 US, 32 pages, part 1 of 5. All covers are cardstock. 2 items of the Milestone Universe clash. Or 2 titans of the Milestone Universe clash. In the process, set in motion a chain of events leading to a story bigger than you could ever imagine. When Hardware discovers a long-suppressed time machine hidden in a government warehouse, his obsession with righting the wrongs of the past, as both of American history and his own tragic family, will unravel the fabric of time for the Milestone Universe. Yeah, you always hear about how you shouldn't be messing around with time. When you start trying to do stuff like that, you really can, you might find that may make things worse off than, 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what happens. But while there are many problems with Hardware's plan, there's one big one. Whenever he goes in America's last two, or wherever he goes in America's last 2 centuries, Icon is there. Having lived through it, and a man as powerful as Icon knows the profound danger of the forces Curtis Metcalf is unleashing. And he'll do whatever it takes to put the genie back in the bottle. Icon versus Hardware is the official kickoff of Act 1 of Milestone's Worlds Collide event. And if you think you know what that phrase means, you'd better not get overconfident. This is the ideal jumping on point for those who've sat out the story of Dakota so far, because this ride is headed somewhere unexpected. Interesting things there, huh? I have thought about it. And thank you for the like and the share. All right, so with that. Written by, so Lazarus Planet, Dark Fate #1. Written by Tim Seeley, Joshua Williamson, Dennis Culver, A.L. Kaplan, and Alyssa Wong. Art by Valdemar Rivas, Chris Burnham, A.L. Kaplan, and Haining. Cover by David Marquez and Alejandro Sanchez. $4.99 US, 48 pages, variant, $5.99 US, cardstock. New threats will rise. When the Lazarus storm touches down, people from every walk of life stand to be affected. People who are kind, people who are good, and people who are evil. This epic issue will spotlight the many disastrous new villains created by the Lazarus event, and the heroes who stand ready to stop them from doing harm to others. What sinister threat brings a new chapter to the Doom Patrol saga? Can a new hero channel the inexorable still force energy, to fend off evil? What lurks in the corners of the spirit world for new character Xanthi? And what early clue to the new direction in Arkham Tower will spell disaster for Gotham City? Mad Magazine number 30. Uh, why are they trying to keep paying customers out of comics? Why are they trying to keep paying customers out of? I don't know who. What you mean? You mean with the writing? Oh wait, I have thought about it. Let's see, dude. No, don't get Mike de-streamed. uh, why are they trying to keep paying customers out of? I couldn't tell you that one. I don't know exactly what you're referring to there. And we got some more people in here. So just as a reminder, of course, if you guys can help out by liking, sharing the stream, and seeing if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Hey, Mike in the chat. Hey, Shadowhawk, thanks for dropping in. And Tim, at this point, why do we still care what the big two do? Well, it's still nice to at least keep an eye on it, Tim. Um, it's I just like to put the information out there and let you all decide what you want to do with it. So, but we can comment on the stuff coming out, and we can talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. But here's something interesting that I just saw here. Mad Magazine number 30, written by the usual gang of idiots. Cover by a much more artistic idiot. 5.99 US, 56 pages. So we sure we're talking about Mad, the company of Mad Magazine, or are we talking about DC here? Right? Exactly, Timothy Olsen. Yeah, but even even if you guys, maybe you guys don't care as much, and I can understand that, but at least it's good to kind of look at what they are putting out and critique it and make fun of it, where we can. 5.99 US, 56 pages. America's longest running satire magazine continues to skewer everything pop culture. Mad number 30 features a wide variety of classic Mad movie and TV parodies, plus vintage Mad pop culture parodies and favorites like Spy vs. Spy, a Mad Look At by Sergio Aragonis, The Lighter Side Up by Dave Berg, and much more from the usual gang of idiots. Again, are we when they say the usual gang of idiots? Are we talking about Mad Magazine, or are we talking about some of the guys at DC? Mad number 30 will surely cure what ails you with a shot of humor in a jugular vein. Swamp Thing, Green Hell number 2. Laugh and ridicule it. Sure, why not? Right, Shadow. All right, I thank you guys for the likes and the shares, of course. Anyways, back to the thing. Swamp Thing Green Hell #2, written by Jeff Lemire, art and cover by Doug Monkey. $6.99 US, 48 pages, part 2 of 3, Prestige Plus, 8.5 by 10 7/8. All covers are cardstock. Alec Holland has been summoned back to the land of the living by the decrepit John Constantine himself. Decrepit. I wonder what that. I wonder if that means he's got like oozing skin and all that. Which is quite the surprise to the Parliament of Trees. In exchange for a peaceful entity within the Green, Alec was to stay out of their affairs. With lives at risk, Alec refuses, but his conviction comes at a cost. If Alec dies in this stolen body, defending the last vestige of humanity, he's gone for good. Wildcats, #4. Written by Matthew Rosenberg. Art and cover by Steven Segovia. $3.99 US, 32 pages, variant $4.99 US cardstock. While the 7 soldiers are taking all the credit, the Wildcats are taking a beating, with one team capturing the hearts and minds of the public, the other is at risk of being captured and killed. Will Grifter's hunt for the Count of Owls cost him everything? And if he fails, who will fall with him? Not everyone is walking away from this one. And as stated at the very beginning, all of these comics will be coming out tomorrow, February 14th, Valentine's Day. So if you are interested in what DC has to offer, you can go to your, this week, you can go to your local comic book shops and grab those. And if you're not interested in what DC, well, maybe you can find some independent stuff to grab onto. So whatever strikes your fancy. Let's see. All right, let's see. There's a Misfit song called Green Hell. All right, that sounds interesting. Green hell, like hell, but kind of green. Okay. All right, that makes sense as a lyric. Anyways, so now we're gonna, of course, see what Marvel has for us. Now, a reminder, of course, unless otherwise stated, the Marvel releases will be hitting your local comic book shops this Wednesday, the 15th of February. So 2 days from now. So let's see what Marvel has coming out. See what they have coming out. So, Fantastic Four's Big Disaster and Mutant Hybrids lead Marvel's new comics. The mysterious tragedy that caused the Fantastic Four to break up is revealed. While Mr. Sinister creates Nightcrawler-like mutant assassins. Article by Sean Gribben, published 4 hours ago. Let's see where we're at on time here, real quick here. 34 minutes, so we're not doing too bad there. Let's see. I always look through the independents. Yeah. This week, Marvel Comics reveals the disaster that destroyed the Fantastic Four's home and forced the team's ranks to go their separate ways. Written by Ryan North and drawn by Iban Coelho, Marvel's latest Fantastic Four series launched in November 2022, but each issue so far has dealt with the superhero family broken apart. following an unseen calamity. What this tragedy was and how it destroyed the team's New York base, the Baxter Building, will be revealed in Wednesday's Fantastic Four #4. Although the Human Torch has been working in a supermarket, while the Thing, Mr. Fantastic, and Invisible Woman have been off visiting small towns, the upcoming issue will finally reunite the team in the present as well. Outside Fantastic Four, the X-Men Sins of Sinister event is expanding with the debut of Nightcrawlers, a 3-issue tie-in miniseries filling in for the Legion of X series. Nightcrawler is written by Simon Spurrier and illustrated by Paco Medina. It introduces a group of mutant assassins created by Mr. Sinister. These assassins are hybrids, however, mixing the DNA of the teleporter Nightcrawler with other familiar mutant heroes, much like the tie-in titles Storm and the Brotherhood of Mutants and Immoral X-Men. The first issue of Nightcrawlers is set 10 years in the future, while its second and third issues will jump 100,000 years respectively. All right. Meanwhile, Marvel's Avengers Assemble event continues in Avengers Forever #14, and the Murder World saga does as well, with an issue focused on Moon Knight. The one-shot Marvel's Voices Wakanda Forever #1 is out too, as are new issues for series like Hulk, the Invincible Iron Man, Captain Marvel, and more. The full list of releases can be found alphabetically below, covers and solicitations included. All right, so let's get into these ones now. Let's see what else you guys might be saying thus far. The big two really should stop with the events. That might be true there, Terry. I mean, I know that particularly with the Hellfire Gala event, that I know that was heavily criticized for just how much that went. Anyways, let's get back to the. It was unnecessary, yeah. Well, the Hellfire Gala, I know a lot of the criticism for that one was the fact that it was like one big party with not really a whole lot happening. So that's where a lot of the big criticism. Anyways, Avengers Forever #14, written by Jason Aaron, art by Jim Tao, cover by Aaron Cooter. Let's see. Avengers Assemble, Chapter 7, The Greatest Gathering. Oh, and greatest gathering of Avengers in the history of ever. And I think I already mentioned this. Of course, all these titles are coming out to your local comic book shop on Wednesday, the 15th here. So just a heads up there. The mightiest heroes of the multiverse, the protectors of the prehistoric Earth, and the mainstay Avengers of present-day Marvel Universe. At last, they all stand together in one place, united against a common foe. What enemy could dare stand against the greatest forces ever assembled? Here comes Doom, the living planet, with the answer. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. We would seem to have a few Avengers stories for Marvel this month. All right, Avengers End Times Marvel Tales #1, written by Brian Michael Bendis. And he's somebody I think who's had some infamy in regards to what he did to Superman, I believe. Penciled by Mike Mayhew, Brandon Peterson, Terry Dodson, and more. Cover by Nick Bradshaw. Let's see. The Avengers reunite with one of their own, long believed dead, as we celebrate the legacy of the House of Ideas with Marvel Tales. This anthology series shines a spotlight on fan favorite characters, features timeless stories, and highlights some of Marvel's most impressive talent in the past 8 decades. And in Avengers 2010 series, number 31 to 34, the explosive climax of writer Brian Michael Bendis' long and revolutionary run, featuring the artwork of Mike Mayhew, Brandon Peterson, Terry Dodson, and a galaxy of stars. A distress call from an unknown ally leads Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and Giant Man into the microverse. But who has summoned them? Has the mystery Avenger only succeeded in luring their teammates to their doom at the hands of the lethal Lord Gozar? And who shall rescue the rescuers? Who guards the Guardians, I guess, right? Avengers Reassemble, 104 pages, rated T plus, $7.99. Wow, that's a big book. A thick book coming out. Hmm. All right. Kelly Thompson, writer. Javier Pina, art. Cover by Juan Frigeri. Revenge of the Brood, Part 4. Carol Danvers is on the express elevator to her own personal hell, and the Brood Empress is determined to ensure the captain and all of her friends make it to their destination. Rescuing their team and getting out alive has always been the goal, but the odds are more deeply stacked against the team than Carol can even imagine. Main cover connects to X-Men number 19, 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. And there's some Aquila. Just check again. Time and all that. Let's see. At least we got people here, so that's good. Fantastic Four #4. Article written by Ryan North. Art by Iban Coelho. With cover by Alex Ross. Let's see. Whatever happened to the Fantastic Four? No more foreshadowing. What really happened back in New York is finally revealed, but it's still affecting matters here in the present, where Ben and Alicia's lives hang in the balance, and it'll take more than a reunion to save them. Plus, alien invaders from another galaxy. The four are finally back together. Hope they survive the experience. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Hulk #12. Written by Donnie Cates and Ryan Otley, with Ryan Otley doing the art and cover. Let's see. Titan is coming. Bruce Banner has finally found paradise. Revered as a god and with no fear of hurting everyone around him for the first time in a long time, long time, things are looking pretty good for the Hulk. But as with everything else, Bruce Banner should have known that he can never know peace for long. And Titan, the darkest part of him, refuses to remain caged like an animal. 32 pages. Rated T+, $3.99. All right. Invincible Iron Man #3, written by Jerry Dugan. Art by Juan Frigeri. Cover by Cale New. Let's see. Tony Stark breaks bad. No one is safe around Tony Stark. A close friend is dead, and the culprit looks to be Tony himself. But who is the real murderer? And why are they trying to frame Iron Man? All this plus a new armor for War Machine. 32 pages, rated T+, $3.99. Marauders #11. Written by Steve Orlando. Art by Eleonora Carlini. Cover by Peach Momoko. Peach. Pre-Genesis Part 1. Genosha wakes. Nightcrawler, Fang versus Brimstone Love. Round 2. Years ago, Genosha suffered one of the most horrific attacks in mutant history at the hands of Cassandra Nova. Can mutant kind do better than waiting for resurrection? Captain Pride thinks so, but it'll take the wildest mutant circuit we've seen yet. 32 pages, rated T+, $3.99. Marvel's voices, Wakanda Forever. Yes, their attempt at diversity here. Let's see. Written by Juniba Moreira Iodel, Adam Sherwer, and more. The art by Juniba, Doton Akande, Todd Harris, and more. Cover by Ken Lashley. Let's see. Marvel celebrates Black History Month with this special one-shot featuring the iconic heroes of Wakanda, Black Panther, Shuri, Okoye, and more, star in all new stories by an incredible lineup of both fan favorite creators and latest talent fresh to the Marvel Universe. Join them as they grow and expand the inimitable world of Wakanda in these tales of myth, adventure, strife, and more, including the debut of the last Black Panther in a story set in Wakanda's future. Marvel's Voices program is the first stop in getting deeper looks into the world outside your window. 56 pages, one shot, rated T+, $1.99. Mary Jane and Black Cat #3 of 5. Written by Jed McKay. Art by Vincent Karatu. Cover by J. Scott Campbell. Variant cover by Jan. Oh, wait, never mind. We don't usually read the variant covers. Uh, Mary Jane Watson and Felicia Hardy are trapped in limbo by Belasco. And if they want to escape, they'll have to heist their way out. A shaky alliance with an unexpected ally may be their only hope to survive the Screaming Tower. But MJ's holding back. What is the true price of her new superpowers? And why can't Black Cat come clean about the new old man in her life? These truths may damn their friendship and their souls in limbo forever. 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. Before watching. Why did it say 2 then? Alright, so anyways, StreamYard's being a little. Alright, well, anyways, Monica Rambeau, Photon number 3 of 5. Written by Eve Ewing. Art and cover by Luca Maresca. Art and cover. The variant cover by Kari Andrews. The fate of the world relies on the power of Photon. Still searching for answers as to why the universe has gone all topsy-turvy, Monica Rambeau blazes into a forgotten corner of the cosmos. But even as she seeks help to put her friends and family and life right side up, she encounters a group of wanderers who desperately need her assistance to survive. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Anyways, all right, so there we go. Back up to that. Okay, good. All right, so Murder World, Moon Knight number 1, written by Jim Zub and Ray Fox, art by Luca Pizzotti, cover by Paco Medina. Under the harsh light of the moon, there is no escape. With only a handful of contestants left, anything can happen. Murder World is a life or death game of treachery and tragedy, brought to you by Jim Zub, who of course was in Conan Barbarian, Avengers, No Surrender. Ray Fox, who is involved in One Soul and Constantine, illustrated by Luca Pizzotti. Okay. Arcade and his schemes have made a punchline in the past. But this contest is no joke. Each issue ups the ante, and this penultimate chapter has some of the biggest twist yet. Don't miss it. 32 pages, one shot, rated T plus, $3.99. Nightcrawlers, number 1 of 3. Written by Cy Spurrier. Art by Paco Medina. Cover by Lenil Francis Yu. Sinister's Private Assassins. 10 years into a twisted future, Mr. Sinister unleashes his private army of assassins. Legion of the Night meet Wagnerine, a commanding this killer crew of brainwashed hybrids, each one a genetic mix of Nightcrawler and another one of Marvel's most murderous mutants. Mysterious forces seek to break Sinister's control over these fatal fanatics, to turn them against him. But who are they? And what are their true motives? Enter Mother Righteous and a meeting of the most powerful players in the universe. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Spider-Man number 5, written by Dan Slott. Art and cover by Mark Bagley. Let's see. The end of the Spider-Verse continues. See a new side of Peter Parker and the Spider Mythos. Shathra and her forces work towards the extinction of Arachnida sapiens. I guess that's spider humans, I guess, or something like that. Plus, this issue includes a special superheroic backup story featuring Spider-Man and Photon celebrating Black History Month. 40 pages, rated T, $4.99. Spider-Man: The Last Hunt, number 4 of 5. This, I believe, is the one where they're focusing in on Kraven the Hunter. Written by J.M. DeMatteis. Art by Eder Macias. Cover by Ryan Brown. Death and Rebirth. As Peter finds himself beaten and broken, all seems lost. But who stopped Gregor from landing a killing blow? Find out as we learn about the secret history of the Kravinoff legacy and the mysterious figure who taught Sergei all he knew. 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. Star Wars number 31. Written by Charles Soule. Art by Andres Genolet. Cover by Steven Segovia. Let's see. 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. So they don't have much of a. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay. Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, and the elite crew of rebel heroes are lost in the farthest reaches of no space after a mission goes wrong. A desperate maneuver is the only chance to find a way home, but what will it cost them? Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 31. Written by Ethan Sachs. Art by Paolo Villanelli. Cover by Giuseppe Camuncoli. Let's see. The shocking conclusion to the Battle of Bestine. Valance is out for revenge against Darth Vader. And Tonga and her team save their fellow bounty hunters from a fatal confrontation. And will Vukora survive the assassins throwing the underworld into chaos? 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. Wasp, number 2 of 4, written by Al Ewing. With art by Kaja Nie, cover by Tom Riley. hour mark here. All right, so and cover by Nabeste Zetro. When Whirlwind fails to identify the person who forced the attack on the Wasps, Janet and Nadia Van Dyne must combine their skills to locate their new foe. But something about this case seems unnervingly familiar to Jan. Can she figure out what it is in time to save their lives? 32 pages, rated G plus, $3.99. Wolverine, number 30, written by Benjamin Percy. Art by Juan Jose Rip. Cover by Lenil Francis Yu. The Beast agenda is revealed. Wolverine is a tool. A tool Beast uses for cutting. Okay. While and Beast will use that tool for only as long as it suits his needs. Wow, Beast doesn't sound too nice anymore, does he? I just thought he was just a humble doctor scientist kind of guy. Let's see. So when Logan realizes the true nature of the Beast and cuts back, Henry McCoy will have to take matters into his own hands. 32 pages, parental advisory, $3.99. X-Men number 19. Written by Jerry Dugan, with art by Stefano Caselli, cover by Juan Frigeri. Lord of the Brood, Part 1. When the X-Men get a distress call from deep space, they find that the galaxy's brood problem is not as solved as they thought. Rogue brood factions have begun running wild, as seen in Captain Marvel right now. And it's up to the X-Men to get to the bottom of why. Main cover connects to Captain Marvel number 46. 32 pages, rated Extreme X-Men number 3 of 5. Written by Chris Claremont. Art and cover by Salvador LaRocca. The Galera Attack. Let's see. Just had read the new DC Wildcat series. It's good, but I won't give them my money, so I read it for free. All right, well, there are ways to get around. All right, so we're almost done here with this. Ogun's psychic attack has led the Extreme X-Men into conflict with a mysterious cabal called the Galera. But what sinister aim is this group after, and how does it play into Ogun's plan? It won't matter if the team falls before the vanguard attack of Beastie Brute. 32 pages, rated T+, $3.99. And as I mentioned at the beginning, all these titles are coming out on February 15th, this Wednesday, from Marvel Comics. So if you would like, go check them out. The local comic book shops. So there you go. Oh, now with that being done and said, we will move on to some other stuff here. Let's see. So we'll move on to the wrestling wrestling wrap-up portion of the show here, which we will talk about some of the news tidbits coming out of course, we have actually, yeah, well, we'll of course have news involving WWE, AEW, and of course the NWA. As of course NWA had its latest pay-per-view yesterday. Had its latest pay-per-view yesterday. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the stuff that came out of that. Also, some a little bit of friction between the WWE and AEW, as it's now this has been going on for a while, but Tony Khan is once again accusing the WWE of contract tampering, which contacting wrestlers, AEW wrestlers who are still under contract, trying to get them to break their contract. WWE has not had a response in regards to this, but that is a pretty serious charge. And tonight is going to be, of course, the Go Home Raw before Elimination Chamber this Saturday, the 18th. The match is there thus far. Let's see. Well, let me go check that out. As well, we do know that at the Elimination Chamber, we do know that Roman Reigns will be defending the unified titles against Sami Zayn. I know there's actually going to be 2 Elimination Chamber matches there as well. Let me just find it here, and I'll go over. So let's see. So as I said, Roman Reigns will be defending the unified titles against Sami Zayn, and then there are 2 Elimination Chamber matchups already signed. First off, there's one for the number 1 contendership for the Raw Women's title, and involved in that match are Natalya, Asuka, Nikki Cross, Carmella, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez. The other Elimination Chamber match will be for the United States titles. Austin Theory defends against 5 other contenders, including Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, the recently returned Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. And then in a mixed tag team match that was signed for Elimination Chamber, they will have Edge and Beth Phoenix teaming up against Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley of Judgment Day. Now, they're also trying to pit the idea of having Rhea Ripley go after the SmackDown women's title held by Charlotte Flair. So that's also going to be something to look forward to. Also, one of the other angles they've been playing up as well is that Alita made her return to WWE last Monday. And it has been leaked that it's possible Trish Stratus will be making her return tonight on tonight's Raw. And what it looks like they're trying to set up for is a potential 6-woman tag match in which have on one side Becky Lynch teaming with the 2 legends, Lita and Trish, taking on Damage Control of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. So that's at least what's going on in WWE with all that coming down. Now also, now of course Bryan Danielson, having beaten Rush last week, now is the number 1 contender. So he's now. So I don't know if the match has been officially signed yet, but now it looks like he'll be set up to take on MJF in that 60-minute Iron Man match at Revolution on March 5th. But coming up on this Wednesday's Dynamite, matchups for this Wednesday's Dynamite include, in a Texas Tornado tag team match, Rush and Preston Vance of Los Ingonables will be taking on Claudio Castagnoli and John Moxley of the Blackpool Combat Club. Also in an 8-man tag match, the Acclaimed teaming with Billy Gunn and Orange Cassidy taking on the 4-men of Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt. In a 3-way women's match, Ruby Soho will be taking on Toni Storm and Britt Baker. 3 of them will be involved in a match in which we'll see how things are playing out in the women's division right now in terms of AEW having just recently turned Toni Storm and Saraya heel, playing up the whole idea of kind of an invasion angle in which they're representing the Invaders, and Dr. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and a few others are representing the AEW original women. And Ruby Soho is kind of caught in the middle, of it all. So, Mark Briscoe reignites a rivalry with Josh Woods. The first time we've seen Josh Woods in AEW in a while, as on Dark and Elevation, Tony Nese had been teaming with Ari Daivari on some of those shows. Adam Page takes on Kip Sabian, and Brian Cage has a rematch with Jack Perry. So that's what's coming up on Wednesday's Dynamite. And then, as I mentioned, of course, last night was NWA's latest pay-per-view, Nuff Said. Of course, at the show, Tyrus, the current NWA World Champion, defended his title against Matt Cardona. So let me just get there. Go over the results of that. Because there were a number of, I think it was like 5 title matches. You saw the return of Kevin Kiley Jr., a.k.a. Alex Riley, to the ring after a 6-year absence. So on Enough Said, let's see, of course, Tyrus retained the NWA World Title over Matt Cardona. Sion defended the national title against Homicide and retained. Emile retained the World Women's title over Angelina Love in a no disqualification match. Chris Adonis defeated Trevor Murdoch in a one-on-one match. La Rebellion had retained the tag team titles over Blunt Force Trauma with Aaron Stevens in the corner via DQ. EC3 defeated Kevin Kiley Jr. The match, from what I heard, Kevin Kiley's ring rust had shown quite a bit. We do have new NWA World Women's Champions, as the Renegade Twins had defeated Pretty Empowered to become and congratulations to the Renegade Twins on that, as they, some of you may have remember seeing them on AEW and recently on I think Impact a little bit too. They finally came over to NWA. Billy Cyrus defeated Kratos by referee's decision. Kerry Morton retained the junior heavyweight title against Alex Taylor, who was cashing in his, of course, championship series match. And Tom Latimer had defeated Fodder in a Singapore King match. So there you go with that. So that's all that happened there. Now that we've got the wrestling wrap-up out of the way there, why don't we go ahead and start to wind things down, as today is Monday, February 13th, 2023. Let's go ahead and take a look back at this day in Meets history. History! And we actually have a couple of double whammies here tonight. As first off, on this date back in 2008, which was 15 years ago today, the 20th issue of the volume 6, the 20th issue of the 6th volume of Ghost Rider went on sale on this date back in 15 years ago today. It was $2.99 cover price, 32 pages. Part 1 of the Hell-Bent and Heaven-Bound story arc, written by Jason Aaron, art by Roland Boschi, lettered by Joe Caramagna, with Daniel Brown doing the coloring. So on this date, 15 years ago today, the 20th issue of the 6th volume of Ghost Rider went on sale on this date back in 2008. And 2008 is just so nice, we're going to hit it twice. As also on this date in 2008, well, it's a bit more of a passing, more of a sadder note for probably for some anime fans. But Japanese film director, screenwriter, and animator Kon Ishikawa passed away on this date 15 years ago today at the age of 92. Let's see. He was involved in a number of things, throughout. But let's see. I think the thing on the anime side of it, he was an animator for JO Studios. So on this date, 15 years ago today, Japanese film director and animator for JO Studios, Kon Ishikawa, passed away at the age of 92. He was a film director, screenwriter, and animator. So there we go with that one. Now moving on to the next piece in each history. We move ahead to 2018, as on this date 5 years ago today. And I believe what would have been the go home SmackDown before the Elimination Chamber, WWE held its SmackDown event at the Rabobank Arena in Bakersfield, California. In the main event, saw Dolph Ziggler defeat Sami Zayn. The New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston defeated Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. Baron Corbin defeated Kevin Owens, and Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch and Naomi in her corner, defeated Sarah Logan with Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott in her corner. Ruby Riott is, of course, now Ruby Soho in AEW. On this date, 5 years ago today, WWE held its SmackDown event from the Rabobank Arena in Bakersfield, California. And 2018 is so nice that we're going to hit that one twice as well. As also on this date in 2018, 5 years ago today, Warner Brothers Lego DC Comic Superheroes The Flash premiered on this date. Let's see. Or at least the digital release for Warner Brothers Lego DC Comics Superheroes The Flash happened on this date 5 years ago today. So on this date 5 years ago today, Warner Brothers digital release of Lego DC Comics Superheroes The Flash happened on this date. So with that, I do thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope you guys found the information helpful and the conversation and the conversation entertaining. We'll be back to regular, going over stuff from Bounding into Comics tomorrow night. I know there's, of course, a couple of animation stories that were, obviously, it's kind of funny because as we're seeing that one trash fire is coming to an end, Velma. Another one is set to be taking notice, as some of you may have been hearing about the Proud family, Louder and Prouder. We'll probably be talking about that, among other news stories, as we're moving forward. And I talked to RJ earlier today, and he was telling me, because we were talking about this on last night's show, on the weekend edition last night, about Doc Blaylock getting shadow banned. So according to what RJ told me, so the sign-up page had been up for like 6 months, I guess. And I guess just after a 6-month period that, people just stopped promoting your sign-up page, I guess. That's the way he explained it to me. So a little piece of information there that we didn't have before. So that's probably the reason why he, quote-unquote, shadow banned. Let's see, what else? And also, don't forget, this Friday, of course, I'll be joined by the Tomoloviches, Chris and Diana, as we look back to comics history. We finish up our coverage of August of 1939, in which we will be going over books that went on sale in August of 1939 from Quality Comics. Looking over Feature Comics, Volume 1, Number 25, and Smash Comics, Volume 1, Number 3. Of course, we'll be reading through such features as The Clock, Black, Espionage of Black X, Invisible Hood. They even hit up Lollapalooza and Dixie Dugan as well. So, with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see everybody here tomorrow for more niche news and history and all that. And with that, I bid you all good night, and I hope to see you all back here tomorrow. Bye.